Welcome to TSATSTP, aka the show about the show, the podcast, episode 425. I'm Will, a man from a place. With me, as always, is Ben, a man from another place. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
And to round out our cast today is Atticus, another man from yet another place. Hello, Atticus.
Hello.
This is a podcast about Twin Peaks that you can watch on YouTube or listen anywhere you get podcasts. We release a bonus hangout show every week over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton. How are we doing, boys?
We're doing pretty well.
Yeah? Feeling peaky?
Yeah. This is a big roadblock to... Doing the podcast has become a big roadblock to watching the next episode of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
This is very true. I'm much more motivated to watch each episode. I thought I liked Lost when we were watching it, but I'm much more motivated to watch each episode of Twin Peaks, I got to say now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I thought you were going to say this podcast is an obstacle to like basically doing anything else in your life, because it's kind of what's going on with me. How about you, Atticus? How much has this podcast ruined your life?
It hasn't started ruining it yet, but I do feel like I've been thinking this week where I might actually be more a foil to you guys on Twin Peaks here, like becoming into that role. That you might need to drag me as a Luddite of just not getting this show into the light. That I'm still unsettled.
You're not feeling it.
I don't know if I'm not. I guess like I feel like I'm standing on the outside watching everyone else have fun and just. Yeah, I guess, I'm not feeling it, but I'm not hostile to it. I'm just still needing...
Okay.
I need your...
So are you not having fun? Like, what level of hostility are you bringing here?
No hostility. Open-minded, just realizing more and more that I'm confused, I'm lost. There's something I'm not getting, and everyone keeps telling me that's the point, and I'm like, what do you mean?
Okay.
I think it's pretty normal. I think it's pretty normal. It's not like I don't think you're missing anything, but I think it's normal to be lost. I think it probably makes this show is maybe a little bit more fun, or at least the first 2 seasons are maybe a little bit more fun if you're, repeat watching or whatever. You
yes.
Kind of have the vibe, you kind of know things that are going to happen, and for you right now you're watching a soap opera.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. You're not. Listen, I haven't finished the show. I've seen the first, I've seen enough of it to kind of get the feel of it at least. I don't know. I've seen a good amount of it, so I kind of can tell. Going back to revisit these, it's for fun, or I don't know. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but I think Ben's right about like a second viewing experience. I can imagine, and I remember watching it the first time, just like, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? Like, what am I supposed to be taking from this? And so I feel you.
Okay. So I'm on pace to get there.
Yeah.
Do you think, I feel like it's a big Hollywood ego thing to be the kind of actor, like famous person that's like, I don't watch my movies. That would be too embarrassing. I don't watch my episodes. Do you think there was anybody in Twin Peaks who was like, I didn't watch it? Is that really what's happening? Is that really what the show is about?
That the actors didn't watch. You're wondering if the actors didn't watch the show?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Do you think there was anybody like that? I mean, it's not.
Gosh.
This isn't a completely unheard of thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's other actors.
Yeah,
who
I mean,
are
I feel
like
like Johnny Depp like makes a big deal about not seeing his stuff. Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan was like, "Damn, that's what Cooper was doing in this show. I just thought I was a cop."
Well, that would mean that he did watch it.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm imagining
he was questioned.
someone just telling him what happens in the show.
Oh, gotcha. He's just listening to this podcast. Hey, Kyle, by the way.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
He's as
a
confused
listener.
as I am.
Yeah. I mean, I can I can definitely imagine, I mean, the total opposite. Like, I'd be particularly interested in seeing how all of this comes together. You know, if I was on set acting in this.
They just like pointed a camera at me and told me to like pretend I was a ghost. I would like to see how that fit together with everyone else's scenes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like David Lynch's directing style is very like open and collaborative with the actors, very like question and answer and stuff too. So there's high level of trust too. So I don't know, like you hear stories about like George Miller directing Mad Max, for example. Like he has a very clear picture of like how Fury Road is going to turn out, and the actors have just no idea. And like they just film bits and pieces at a time, and it's just like we're filming like 2 seconds here. We spend all day setting up, and then you just do like just gasp really hard, you know, and then
Seems like we're doing a lot. Seems like we're doing a lot of shots on the the truck. Is this show just
is it about a truck?
about truck?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I in the shot?
Yeah. And it's not clear until you see it later. And you're like, okay, I guess he had like the vision the whole time, but you're never sure how it works out. I don't get the feeling that's the way that like David Lynch necessarily works. I think that there is a stronger connection and back and forth with the actors, but also crucially, it's not something that can be like articulated like perfectly in language, because, or at least he wouldn't say that. I think he would communicate it by like, well, you will have to see it eventually. Like, it's all on the screen there. But before we get too far into the podcast today, we do have to address something, do some housekeeping. If you are watching us on YouTube or seeing our clips on various vertical video platforms, you may, like others have, write out a little comment pointing out that the three of us kind of look similar to one another. Let me just say up top that two of us are literally related, and the third one is just copying. Also, not to put too fine a point on it, but this is a podcast about Twin Peaks. It's gonna have white guys wearing glasses. Furthermore, this is what you want us to be doing. You don't want us wandering into other stuff. You want your white guys with poor vision to be podcasting about Twin Peaks. When we start doing other things, that's when you have a problem. That's how you get like a Kissinger or like a Jeffrey Dahmer style guy. You want to calm a bespectacled white boy down, you give him a Shure SM58 and a Zoom recorder. Throw in an opportunity to organize video and audio files, and that boy ain't bothering anybody. So, just want to clear the air here. Yes, we are looking similar, but it could be a lot worse.
I'm not a podcast
ominous.
away from eating someone, though. I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my stamp on that.
I can think of two white boys in Twin Peaks who maybe should have had a podcast instead of doing what else, the other things that they're doing. But we can talk about them.
I think most of the people in Twin Peaks should have been doing a podcast instead of
what they were doing. Yeah. I'm thinking we should start a charity maybe where we donate David Lynch box sets to kids who aren't good at sports but also aren't good at school either. Who knows what kind of tragedies we can prevent.
Interesting.
All right, let's talk about Twin Peaks Season 1, Episode 3, also known as Episode 2, also known as Zen, or the Skill to Catch a Killer. We haven't mentioned it yet, but these alternate titles aren't strictly canon. These titles were added for the German release, and honestly, I can see why. You know, the whole like Episode 3, Episode 2 type stuff is a little confusing, but I think they're like pretty well accepted. Like if you say that, I'll append the German title, which is I guess in English. I don't know.
Yeah, why is it in English? That seems. I feel
I
like if
don't
it was
know.
the German alternate title should be like Rhein's Schreifen.
Mm-hmm. GmbH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they were broadcasting them in, or maybe that's the translated version of the German title.
Sure.
Oh. Der Zen. This aired April 19th, 1990. It was directed by David Lynch. It was written by David Lynch and Mark Frost. The Horn family is eating dinner. Silently, in a very deeply uncomfortable scene at a big table that is too big, I would say.
They're considering whether or not to confront their neuroatypical son about his very unwoke dinner attire.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, you can wear that at dinner? Yeah.
He's got the, what do you call that?
Yeah, headdress.
Headdress. There you go.
What's his name?
Native American.
What's the
headdress,
brother's name?
to be clear?
Is it
Yeah.
Johnny?
That sounds right. What do we know about him? That he was he like injured, or he's like that for some reason. Why is he like that? I'm trying to say it politely, and I'm still, but it sounds even worse. What's wrong with that boy?
It was interesting watching Ben's face as you were saying that sentence. He was like waiting to jump on something.
Laura was tutoring him, though, right? That's the connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
A connection.
It was a connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very helpful to have like the chalkboard. Here's everybody. That was helpful for me this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna spell it out here. This scene, I don't know, very uncomfortable silence, bad family vibes here.
Oh, I gotta say,
they're interrupted though.
Extremely cool family vibes when they're interrupted by their uncle. Well, some people's uncle, some people's brother, some people's brother-in-law.
Yes, Jerry.
There's
something wrong with that guy, you know?
Jerry bursts into the room.
Yeah, he gives a real
Straight
Sean
out of
Penn in the
Paris.
game ass performance, I would say.
Actually. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's a good call. What's the actor's name?
Who plays Jerry?
Yeah.
Who plays Sean Penn in the game? I don't know.
Okay, well we should figure that one out.
Someone should do a podcast about the show so we can like know these things.
Has anyone ever seen the bow tie accessory he had on before? Like a chain around your bow tie?
Like in case somebody tries to pickpocket your bow tie?
It looked more decorative than security, but...
Well, that's the
It was
goth.
played by David Patrick Kelly is the actor's name.
The goth, emo, whatever, wallet chain.
Yes.
I feel like is the same thing. Is that supposed to be functional? I always assumed it was an aesthetic choice. I mean, it is an aesthetic choice, but I assumed it was mostly an aesthetic choice.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Fall down.
I mean, thinking of I was speaking of aesthetic choices though, and Jerry, like, bad dude, but he is getting some fits off. Like he is looking. I'm gonna start dressing like this guy. Like he's got the David Lynch haircut. For one, he's got the little glasses, buttoned up all the way. I don't know. It's cool, and he's a man. He's a man of culture. He's returned from a business trip. He's returned from a business trip to Paris, and immediately, yeah, he's gushing,
bread.
yeah, about his recent discovery of baguettes with butter and brie.
Brie and butter, yeah. passes him around. Great move,
Yeah.
though, gotta say. Great move.
You
Pass him
gotta
around
try this.
to his
You're eating now. Eat this.
extremely provincial family who don't know that you're not supposed to eat a baguette hamburger style.
Dude, Ben eats the baguette in such a crazy way. He eats it hamburger style. That's perfect. Yeah.
It is such a friendly brother move, though, to be like, damn, you're right. This is such a good sandwich. Like, I was expecting him to be like, this is ass. But it was very supportive and nice to be like blown away as well by the sandwich.
I mean, a baguette must have hit. I mean, they did make it seem. They made me want a baguette with brie and butter.
Did they
Either like sniffing it. Oh yeah.
Was he actually blown away, or was that just a very smooth little ruse by the two of them to
get out of there?
Get out of there, get over to One-Eyed Jack's.
No, I think that they liked the baguettes.
I mean,
I think they
so
actually were into it.
I think so too, but I think you guys, maybe you two could pull that off next time you have, Thanksgiving dinner with your family.
Yeah, during dinner,
like
walk in with some bread. Hey, you gotta try out this bread.
We gotta get out of here and eat bread.
Stuff your faces. We gotta get out of here.
I've never heard of this before.
Basically, the patriarch of the family walking out of the room like, smell you later.
Yeah. What does he say? He said like, it's been a pleasure as always. Kind of thing.
Sarcastically to your family. Very good.
Bro, you're responsible for the insanely bad vibes here. Like, don't be like, wow, way to fucking stink up the joint, everyone.
I lost my
maybe
daughter.
Not. I think everybody else might have been a little turned off by, we're giving him a little bit of a pass unnecessarily by Johnny Horn or whatever with his controversial attire.
Maybe that's why everyone was quiet, like nobody wanted to say anything.
Exactly, yeah.
He's wearing his costume again. Like he has been every single day. We were just hoping he didn't do it again. Hey, Johnny, why are you wearing the problematic outfit? Oh, well, you see, I woke up real hungover this morning, and I just put on my headdress. Johnny, you've been wearing it for 5 years. So Ben and Jerry, the brothers Horn, confer outside of the dining room. Ben tells Jerry of Laura Palmer's murder and the failure of the Ghostwood Project. Jerry is much more concerned about the failure of the Ghostwood Project than the murder of Laura Palmer. And yeah, as Ben, you mentioned, they decide to cheer themselves up by go visit One-Eyed Jack's. But while they're having this conversation, this is going to be a little bit of a tangent here, but bear with me. There is a painting behind these guys. Did y'all make note of this painting?
It's like someone on a like carving wood or something almost.
Yeah,
or working.
It's not the first time it's appeared in the show, but it lingers on there. Like they walk out of frame and it lingers on this painting, and so that's when I first sort of like really noted it. But the other art in the Great Northern Lodge is mostly, if not all, like Native American art. This seems to be a very like American agriculture piece, and it was really bugging me, and I went down on a little bit of a rabbit hole because I remembered when we were in New York last fall, there was an exhibit at the Met that had like these massive murals of that look. I feel like it's the same guy or the same painter, or at least the same style or something. And so eventually Zoe tracked down who the painter was of what we saw at the Met, and it was Thomas Hart Benton, who painted the America Today mural. That's what it's called, America Today. They're huge, like dozens of feet wide, really impressive, really cool. And he painted them in 1930, 1931, seemed to be paid in eggs for them. I guess you are in the Great Depression or whatever. And interesting connection to Twin Peaks here is that apparently Thomas Hart Benton was a mentor of Jackson Pollock, and Jackson Pollock is cited by David Lynch as an influence in his work. I'm not saying that's why this painting was in the lodge here, but there is an interesting story apparently behind this painting. The painting that we see here, which doesn't have a name, it seemed to have been painted in 1932, so it wasn't like created for the show. That was another theory that I was going with, because like I know like my friend Spencer is like a painter, and like when he would work on films or whatever, and as like a PA, they're like, oh shoot, we need like, poorly run film sets, whatever. Like, oh shoot, we need like a painting on the wall here. He would go home and like paint like a beautiful piece that I could only like imagine, and then like they just put it in the background kind of thing. And I wondered kind of like, oh okay, is that how it works? Like they just get like production design to like, okay, we need like a pastoral landscape that's kind of like in the Grant Wood School or something. And that somebody kind of like throw something together. But no, this was an actual painting from, it seems like 1932. And the painting was delivered to the Twin Peaks set by Dennis Hopper and Harry Dean Stanton on David Lynch's birthday, apparently. At least that's how the story goes.
Were those guys moonlighting as task rabbits or something? Why is it delivered by them?
Why do you think they're there to celebrate the birthday, or like they're friends with them?
I
it's
know,
not like
you have another.
They were giving him a gift,
but you have a regular delivery guy. Okay, I get it.
But then you're not hanging out with your boy. Excuse to visit the set. All that. So I guess like I don't know if they just liked it and brought it to him, or like he requested that, or like sought it out or something. But I do think it's interesting that the camera lingers on it, and I think that people should check out the you can look at photos online. You don't have to necessarily go to the Met, but check out the America Today mural. Really cool stuff, and it shows a very like industrial agricultural revolution, like people taming the land, like cutting down trees, and I think that it fits very much in this world here, and I think it's very interesting that the shot lingers on it, and we're seeing Ben and Jerry talk about their business deals, in a place that has this sort of like taming the land feeling to it, in a place that otherwise has a bunch of like native art, for example. So went down a little bit of rabbit hole there, but I think this is a novel insight to the show, by the way.
I think looking at these photos and looking him up that he's a Missouri native, I believe I've potentially seen these when they were in St. Louis.
Cool.
But I could be wrong. Maybe I saw other things he did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It feels like I think that like there was a I can't remember what the name of the school was, but Grant Wood is like a contemporary or like part of the same tradition too, and that's classic Cedar Rapids guy there. But I think that there's like a big like public works, obviously in the 30s, a little bit after that this was painted. But I think this was kind of like the Americana style artistically for a while. But it is impressive. It's cool. Also, being paid in eggs. The hell is that about?
Who's paying people in eggs during the Great Depression?
It was like the dean of the new school or something. It was like a literal like patron. Yeah.
It seems like you're kind of if you've got the means to be buying art, you might be being a little patronizing by still paying in eggs.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a deal.
All I've got
I mean,
is
also
these
eggs are also like an ingredient in the painting itself. Like it's like an egg glaze. It's like oil on canvas, like with an egg glaze too.
Sure.
So like you not only do you not you also don't you have to like use the eggs that you're getting paid with.
Great. These will last
give those
2
back.
weeks.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the brothers decide to visit One-Eyed Jack's, a casino and brothel partly owned by Ben across the Canada-U.S. border, where Ben wins a coin flip to determine who will be the first to sleep with the newest prostitute. So this is one of the grosser brother bonding expeditions. I would recommend just doing a podcast, perhaps. Give those guys mics instead.
I've never heard the phrase "the first sleep" before. That's pretty weird
Nasty
one.
to have a name for
Nasty.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. One-Eyed Jacks, though, very cool sign. There's a very cool shot
Okay. Thank you for
as we're switching over.
the
As
neon
we're switching
sign.
over to One-Eyed Jacks, the neon sign that's on a tree, and there's like I just really like the shot too. Like there's a woman in a big fur coat, kind of standing outside next to the tree. I'm not painting a
Like
very
the
good
dock.
picture, but
It's like
looks
an
great.
enter by a boat type thing.
situation, yeah, and they've got the classic sex criminal boat of old wooden boat. I think the only place. The only place
Oh,
where you're
hey
allowed to
man, nice sex criminal boat.
You can't be driving a boat, an all wooden boat.
The happiest day of your life is when you buy, or the second happiest day of your
20th.
life is when you buy your sex criminal boat.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be doing that
Happiest
in
days when
America.
you
You can
sell
do
it.
that in like Venice or something like that. I'm thinking of only time I've seen somebody in one of those who's not a sex criminal, probably Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Maybe no, not the Temple of Doom. The other one, Last Crusade. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those guys are driving them around and.
Are you seeing a lot of sex
Venice.
criminals? Are you like hanging out with a lot of sex criminals on
When
boats?
this isn't a good way to start it, this story, but when I was a kid, we'd go boating or whatever in the summer at like a lake. You'd see people in those boats, and they're, in retrospect, definitely sex criminals.
What?
They were
What
weird
did you
guys.
see?
They were just
You saw sex crimes?
No, I didn't see the crimes, but they were weird. They were weird guys. They were likely sex
I don't know about this
criminals.
culture.
I've seen these boats
Just
around.
based on
I've
vibes
seen-
or like what's
I've
going
seen-
on? Well,
Based on the vibes. Yeah, I didn't see the crimes happening. You get the
All right.
vibe. Don't you
Okay.
get that vibe from that? How about you just get why don't
from
you
a
guys
wooden boat?
Just get a regular boat. Get a plastic boat. I don't know what you call
The
those.
boat does not stick out to me at all. Like I don't remember anything about the boat. I feel like
That's
it's not the boat. It's the
It's
sex
a
criminal.
wooden boat. It's a
The
wooden
boat does stand out, but I don't think it's a
does
uniform
stand out.
for.
Does it? Okay.
I think it is.
Oh.
What are you doing with a boat like that? Other than to show up to do sex crimes. Just
Does
have
it
a
lend
regular
itself?
boat. It's like I don't know, it's like fancy.
Okay.
What could you be doing that's fancy that's not sex crimes?
Exactly. I know you're saying it.
You guys are on a wavelength
way.
I am not understanding. But all right. How else were you feeling about the One-Eyed Jacks?
Honestly, it
Any
fits
other
in with the
observation?
general aesthetic of the place. It looks like it could just be another room at the lodge. I don't know if that's what I would want to. If I was the kind of person going to a brothel, I think I'd feel a little weird about showing up to a brothel that looked like my house.
Little taste of home, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting the feeling it's like a high-end brothel here, right? And there's clearly a system. This is part of their social lives. I don't know.
Looks like it's kind of got the vibe of the movie Clue to me, where I saw Clue, a movie for children, when I was a child, and they've got the French maid, and I just assumed that was a thing that people of higher means did. That's just a regular thing. You just had a maid who was dressed up in a costume all the time doing work for you. And it's kind of that vibe there, you know? It's a brothel, but also everybody's wearing, you know, the weird maid outfits and stuff like that. Strange.
Is there a non-horny origin of the French maid costume? I feel like it's if it is there just like a platonic French maid now?
I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe there was, but in a weird way. It just, yeah, our maids couldn't afford
Now it's kind
pants.
of weirder even if it's not horny.
Yeah.
It
I don't
definitely
know.
seems to have. It would be very sus to show up like anything hinting that
Hey guys,
to just clean
What?
the house.
what?
And they're like
You
vaguely.
guys don't like my outfit?
What do you say?
No.
Casino themed card? It's not really casino. It's like card themed.
Like
The way-
showgirls or something
the
a little bit,
showgirls,
right?
yeah. It's like the cards in Alice in Wonderland, sort of. That kind of vibe going on. Not really like a casino and not really like showgirls. It's like a Alice in Wonderland vibe, sort of.
Interesting. But
You
yeah,
know, another this is a
Ben
very
gets-
sus thing that's happening. 1991. What is 1990 right now when this is
yeah.
coming out? 2025. I'm kind of gritting my teeth when Ben shouts out hello to a character off screen named Blackie, and I'm like,
Yes.
damn, I heard that one in a lot of old movies. Are we still in that era? And no, it is a madam. Is that what you call it?
Not to worry. Still all white characters. I guess a hawk, you know, like, but this is not particularly the most diverse show. But yeah,
No.
luckily, Blackie ended up still being a
In
white
this
woman.
case, yeah.
Whew. Yeah. Thank you for pointing out the first sleep phrase that they have for that little nasty little like
I don't know
language
if they
they've
said
developed.
that. I don't think they said that in the show, did they? I think that's
Oh
whoever wrote that on Wikipedia.org or TV shows.
no, the first
.com.
to sleep with the newest. Yeah.
First to sleep, but the phrase
Yeah.
"the first sleep" is
Where are you getting that?
You said it.
No,
You said it before.
I said Ben wins a coin flip to determine who will be the first to sleep with the newest prostitute. Maybe I said
I
maybe
didn't hear the two before. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I dropped the two. Gotcha. But anyway, yeah, regardless of whether they have a little like name for it, yeah, it's yeah. He's Jerry's real put out by it too.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll take care of you. I'm just like knock him in the head, you know, like
Yeah. Put him down. Bobby and Mike drive into the woods to pick up a hidden delivery of cocaine, but are ambushed by Leo, who demands the $10,000 the pair owe him. Bobby's green hat in this scene is very funny. This is Bopper's Topper. As we know, he's Bopper. But yeah, he's a goofy little cartoon hat. Bobby tries to negotiate with Leo, saying that he can only gather $5,000 now and he can deliver the rest later. Leo, however, is quite adamant that they pay the full amount as soon as possible and threatens them with a shotgun
He
to
is
show
pretty
that he
adamant.
means business. What?
he's very adamant about that. I think that's a fair.
Actually, you are going to have to pay me.
I think Ben pointed out in our
I
chat
need
this week a great line.
I need you guys owe me $10,000, and then immediately pivots into like online Daddy needs drinky, like third person talk. Says Leo needs a new pair of shoes.
Leo also $5,000. I can only get the left shoe. You kidding me? Leo also hints that he suspects someone has been sleeping with his wife, Shelley. Much to Bobby's relief, Leo has not yet figured out who it is.
Nope.
And then he scares the pair off.
I love to tell my friends about that kind of thing when I haven't figured out who the person is. You guys owe me $10,000. Also, my wife, I think she's cheating on me.
That's why I need
that
this
really
money.
bites. Any idea who? Yeah. So there's also a masked man in the woods hiding behind a tree. Bopper's like, who's that? And Leo says, don't worry about it.
It's kind of hard not to. He's right there.
Also, I don't think this is spoiling anything, but I'm pretty sure that's like never explained who that is.
Actually, I can't remember. I'm sure it is explained, but I don't. I definitely don't remember who it is.
All right. I think there's like, I think you can
That guy's not here. He's with me. That guy's with me, but don't worry about it. He's for my next thing after you guys. I had to bring him along to this.
But I think just the whole like "don't worry about it" line also applies to us. I think like we should. So don't think about it. When Bobby visits Shelley at her home the next day, he discovers that Leo has beaten her. He swears to her that he will kill Leo if he ever does something like that again. Crucially, he's like, that's strike one, I guess, on Leo.
I have a
Anyone else
two-strike
think
system.
that's crazy?
Yeah, I have a two-strike system.
Mm-hmm. Before Bobby shows up, Shelley is watching Invitation to Love on the TV. She appears to be some sort of soap opera, but the background to the title slide is some blue velvet. One of several other Lynch connections that we'll be making this episode. Cut to Ed, covered in grease, walking through his and Nadine's living room and accidentally dripping grease on her drape setup. Nadine is hitting the rowing machine, and he sort of freaks out in anger when she sees that he's dripped grease, and she like bends back the bars.
Yeah, very cool. Something's up with her.
Something's up with her. I would be upset with Ed to be like that filthy and like walking around, you know?
He's like tiptoeing through like a little Tom and Jerry type situation.
There's nothing you can do about like everywhere. All of that. Yeah. Like you can't find anything to wipe some of it off out there. Him covered in grease kind of looks like the Mulholland Drive lady. I gotta say, like his arms. I don't think that's Mulholland Drive comes after this anyway. But just another connection. Back at the hotel. Actually, I think we should flash forward to this. Okay, so the grease ends up being the secret ingredient that Nadine needs to make her runners completely silent or silent.
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Maybe a little lubing it up on the runners.
We're gonna be so rich.
I don't think it would work. Would it work? Cotton,
be completely
grease,
silent.
I feel like you wouldn't want the cotton.
How about just cotton?
How about just grease?
Or sorry, just grease. Yeah,
just grease.
I remember as like a little kid, I like mixed together. Atticus, do you remember doing like being like scientists and like just mixing together like
sugar
random
and water.
liquids we found. Yeah. But I put like hand soap, water, and like toothpaste together in like a vial, little plastic vial, and like shook it up and like mixed it together. And then I realized that like the air bubble in it, like I turned it into like a spirit level, like a bubble level type thing. And I thought that it required the exact combination of toothpaste, antibacterial hand soap, and water that I had combined, and it wasn't, a function of just there being an air bubble. And so I think that's what's going on with Nadine here. And she needs to put, it's just the grease. You can lose the cotton.
You can lose the
It's
cotton.
just going to be the grease.
But you are going to be very wealthy.
Yes, that's for sure. I think that's bothering everyone else too. Yeah. Back at the hotel, Cooper receives a phone call from Deputy Hawk, who informs him that Ronette has recently quit her job at Horn's department store and that he saw a one-armed man at the hospital. After he hangs up, Cooper finds a mysterious note by the door to his room that reads, "Jack with one eye." And he like sniffs the note and grins with familiarity.
I don't care.
So
for
is
that.
this you did not care for that?
Yeah.
This is like a long Spielbergian wonder too. I thought that was kind of cool. That he like moves from like wide shot to medium shot to close up back to the wide, all in one shot with just like a very controlled pan throughout. Is this the first mention of Horn's department store? Do we know that there's a department store?
I think you're
before?
right. I think you're right.
The next morning, Cooper gathers together Sheriff Truman, Deputies Hawk and Andy, and Lucy in a forest clearing. The cops are straight up addicted to coffee. They're just, ooh, yeah, coffie. Cooper like spits it out.
Yeah. I don't drink coffee. Is that a coffee guy thing?
No.
No.
I think so. And then she's like, "Does anyone need a fill up?" And they all get so excited they like rush towards her.
Yes. Yeah.
Is this like a very
demonstrates-
iconic scene? Like people think of this scene. It seems
This is
very
a very
distinctive.
iconic scene.
Okay.
Something special.
Can I ask one more coffee thing? Did coffee just used to fucking suck? Because I feel like people used to make a big deal about coffee being good. And I'm not trying to give Howard Schultz any flowers or something like that, but like, is it just sort of like beer where it just got like kind of big and then now coffee's pretty much good everywhere now?
I think you are 100% right. I think that it's interesting that this is taking place in the Pacific Northwest as well, right? Like the ground zero for like the Starbucks type stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I bet Starbucks has something to do with it. But yeah, I don't, coffee wasn't always as ubiquitous as it is now. And so, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was probably special to have good coffee, or just the coffee being a thing at all. I think was probably like maybe newer on people's radar, or at least not like just kind of taken as a matter of course the way it is now.
Counterpoint, don't they drink it in like Western movies? Aren't like cowboys always having coffee?
Yeah, but that's like ass.
Well,
That's
but
gotta be the shittiest coffee.
But I guess that's my point though, right? Was it just trash in pretty much 95% of diners that you went to?
I think so.
Okay.
They invented good
Cooper-
coffee in 1989.
Yeah, I am completely speculating there. So also, I'm saying this very confidently, but I have no idea. Cooper demonstrates his unusual approach to eliminating suspects from their investigation. As each suspect's name is read from a list, Cooper throws a stone at a bottle placed 60 feet, 6 inches away. Each time he hits the bottle with a stone, he considers the previous name read aloud to be of interest to the case. The method points his suspicion at Leo and Dr. Jacoby. He also discusses the note he received about Jack with one eye with Truman, who suggests it probably refers to one-eyed Jacks. Okay. Yes. We have a lot to dig into here.
Yes. The most important aspect of the show, where I turned off the show completely, where presumably 1 billion people, additional people, turned off the show when Coop flips over the chalkboard and proceeds to blatantly disregard one China policy and describes Tibet as a country and the Dalai Lama as a leader of it.
In exile.
Very disrespectful. Yeah.
This method came to him in a dream, right? Is that what he explains that to Truman?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the meta method was bestowed upon him by, Tibetan Buddhist wisdom or whatever. But yes, I think the specifics came to him in a dream for this situation.
Yeah.
Where'd he get that map of China? Did he bring that with him?
Lucy, you will need to spend your entire day sourcing a map. Yeah, this is a super iconic scene. This introduces more of the I don't even know what to call it. Surreal spiritual element probably is the closer way of saying it. David Lynch has discussed Cooper as a self-insert to the show pretty directly, which I think is very interesting too, because he's not a lot of times with like self-insert characters, a director self-insert, like they can be played as, I don't know, in different ways. I think that Cooper is like, he's weird within the world too. David Lynch knows he's odd, I think, but he's still earnest about it. Like we're supposed to be watching this being like, huh, Cooper's goofy in certain ways. He's doing like the thumbs up and stuff, and he's a weird guy. He's got like weird methods. So I think David Lynch like is self-aware about this sort of thing, but still also believes it. They like read a name aloud. Cooper throws a stone to try to hit this bottle, and some of them are way off. In fact, one, I forget who
the brother
is said. Johnny.
Canceled brother.
Okay.
Johnny.
Yeah, they're reading out names with J in them because Laura was nervous about meeting Jay tonight. That's what she wrote in her diary. And so they say Johnny and throw the stone, and that like it like ricochets off a tree and like hits Andy in the head. And Andy's performance after being bonked is so good too. He's I just thought it was really funny. Good little moment there. And then other ones are closer. There's one, so he throws a stone and it sort of just gently knocks the glass without breaking it. When after Jacoby's name was said. And so I think this is the sequence that goes after that. They argue about whether Jack with one eye should be on the list or not, because Lucy's like, it's a place, not a person. Should we say it? Should we not say it? And Cooper just says yes. She's like, so we should get rid. Yes, it's a place, or yes, we should get rid of it. Like, get rid of it. We're not going to throw the stone for it. Say the next one, and that's when she says Leo Johnson, and so that's when he throws the stone, and that's when the bottle breaks, and so that's like, okay, definitely That was supposed to be about Leo Johnson.
Yeah.
Could have been One-Eyed Jacks though too. I think.
I think okay. Yes, it's a very fun scene, extremely memorable. It's kind of difficult to describe it without sounding a little bit silly. I mean, I guess that's true for a lot of like David Lynch stuff because you're like, oh, is it? It's goofy, but also it's serious, and you seem a little stupid. But anyway, I will lean into that anyway and say like, I think a really cool thing about this scene is that like even if you as the viewer are not like in love with Twin Peaks yet, right? And you're also thinking, oh, this is a little goofy, this is a little woo-woo, getting a little far afield or whatever. It's still like a very fun, very like of course incredibly unique way of redirecting like the audience's attention about this mystery that we all think we're trying to solve right now, right? Like you might think it's silly and woo-woo, but like the language of cinema or whatever TV is such that like you get, without it being said actually explicitly, like you get the idea of like Leo's an important person. Jacoby's also maybe like a very important person. Laura Palmer's or Audrey Horne's brother is not somebody you really need to pay attention to anymore. It seems like. I don't know. I think that's really cool and should be said explicitly, even though I think everybody gets it. I think you maybe would have to not be paying attention at all to kind of not come out of that scene with like a big takeaway about, oh, who am I interested in the story kind of coming out of this episode.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Atticus, it's a good helpful like anchoring to just like, we're just gonna hit some characters again real quick. Remember who we need to talk about? We're just gonna tell you about some important people here explicitly.
Yeah.
And don't they even
Diagram
show
out.
them like cut away to pick like showing what they look like? Even that's very generous, I feel like, for someone like me.
Yeah, Koopa, I mean, specifically tells Harry, tells Truman to, okay, I will say the name, and then you say a couple words about who they are.
Wait, and that'll be your job.
Yeah.
Not the detective who's trying to put this together.
Fun way of recapping some exposition. I mean, it's very clear what's going on, but it's still pretty cool.
It almost feels like a comedy Bang Bang thing that like Scott would do to try to trip up a character, to be like, I'll say the name and you tell me the intricate backstory that is actually true.
Yeah. Just remind me, what did you say 10 minutes ago? Yeah. Anything else that we want to mention about this scene? Okay.
Nope.
Audrey goes to the Double R Diner, where she talks to Donna, revealing the crush she has on Agent Cooper. Zoe and I had an interesting conversation about this. And actually, we'll save that.
What do the double R's stand for?
Railroad.
That's a better one. Yeah. Can't be rest and relaxation. I refuse to believe it's that. It's got to be railroad.
Writing and arithmetic.
There you go.
No, I don't know. Is it supposed to be rest and relaxation?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'd come in off the road to ask them that. What's the name of this
you want to get in on this hot bit where so far none of these are funny at all?
Rest and relaxation.
Nice. Huge. So she talks to Donna, revealing the crush she has on Agent Cooper. She also asks if Laura ever spoke of her father, then begins to dance. Lucky Audrey, they've got her leitmotif in the jukebox.
Yeah.
I love
cool.
this song.
Mhm.
Yeah. Best song in the series, I think. There's a very similar one too, but for another character. But yeah, best one. Everybody around her is looking at her. Oh, get a load of this crazy lady.
She's just vibing, loving it. Cooper's fellow FBI agent, Albert Rosenfield, arrives later while Truman and Cooper review evidence. And before we meet Albert too much, Cooper and Truman are talking in the conference room. They're saying like, all right, let's go meet Albert. And then Cooper like honks Truman's nose. He goes like, beep. That was such a funny moment. You guys catch that?
I don't think I remember that, but I remember them being weird.
It like quacks him. But okay, yeah, Albert. Albert quickly proves that he shares absolutely none of Cooper's love and admiration for small-town communities, and his caustic attitude and sharp tongue immediately cause friction between himself and Sheriff Truman. Truman takes him aside and threatens to knock his teeth all the way to Queer Street. You guys have Queer Street here?
Cancellations do not continue.
Yeah.
Or they do not end, I should say, in this show.
Turns out
Miguel,
Harry S.
I've
Truman
never,
wasn't a great guy.
I've never heard his name said out loud before, but Albert is played by, I'll call him capital P, pretty famous actor, Miguel Ferrer. Do you know what it is?
I would guess Ferrer, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What would people know him from?
Give me a minute.
All right.
Probably Twin Peaks.
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh yeah, duh, God, yeah, yeah. He's a total dick to Lucy.
RoboCop. Okay, here we go. Yeah,
Nice.
RoboCop, Iron Man 3. If you're that kind of person, this is difficult to look
What,
through.
made of
on
iron?
Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. There you go.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, Twin Peaks Season 2, Twin Peaks Season 3.
Sure.
Yeah. He's a guy you
Nice.
recognize. What do you call that?
Yeah.
Character actor.
Yeah, he plays a character in Twin Peaks. Yeah. Yeah, he's a total dick to Lucy. And critical support for Lucy. Don't be a dick to Lucy. She's great. Yeah.
Now, why do you have to use homophobia to stand up for her, you know? We don't need that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is getting your teeth knocked to Queer Street, is that homophobic?
Maybe
I mean, I think we can safely assume yes. Like, yes. Not sure why, but like it's another one of
Not
Truman's
sure
like
why, yeah.
weird like what he said like sweaty idioms that like don't quite make sense, but you just kind of like, I guess, dude, I think I get what you're saying. We're like, I better start going to medical school because I'm starting to feel like Dr. Watson. And then yeah, this you're gonna are you saying my teeth are gay? Or like what? I've got gay teeth, bro?
Or like that's far from here and it's a place you don't want to be.
Sure.
Maybe he meant it in the more like in an older the happy sense. Maybe I'm gonna knock your teeth out until I'm feeling queer myself.
I think queer, I think you're thinking of gay. Queer always meant like odd, right?
A little odd, yeah. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Sure.
I don't know. Does it have no other
I'm
meaning?
gonna knock your teeth to Queer Street until I'm feeling gay. He should have said that.
Yeah, I don't know.
James, yeah. So just another weird, Truman's a weird guy. Not so good with his words, I guess. James and Donna discuss their new relationship and kiss passionately on Donna's sofa.
Not after those parents took their time getting out of there.
Donna, are you gonna go to bed soon? Yes. Are you gonna come
in the morning?
Are you gonna join us at church in the morning? Yes.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock sharp. Yes.
Aren't you tired?
What are you do? What are they doing? I mean, you're going upstairs in your old ass house that I've said before. I find everybody's house is repulsive in this show.
Dude, I can smell the Hayward living room here too. Like it's thick. The grandfather clock is ticking. Really, like it's so quiet.
There's got to be a table with like vinyl tablecloth, right?
Sticky.
Somewhere.
Yeah, pretty gross. Yeah, but like, what's she gonna do? Is she's not gonna? They're not just. You're not gonna walk out of the room and they start banging on the couch or something.
I think I hear my mom coming. Beep 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 beep.
I did actually. Okay, I almost messaged this to you guys. I should have messaged it because now I'm going to say it in a less intimate setting. To all of our millions of viewers now and listeners, did I say this last time? Why is her mom in an electric wheelchair?
To get around a little bit easier, I would say.
But why is it electric? And okay, I thought about how to ask this before.
Nuclear powered? Like what?
No. But it
like
could
a wind
have been.
up? So you to get her around, you like push her backwards first a little bit, and then point her where she wants to go. And let her go.
No, that's not. No, this is a good
That's
question.
worth looking into.
I finally figured out how to ask this question in a normal way. Okay, because everything's got a meaning in Twin Peaks and in art or whatever. It was an intentional thing. She could have been in a regular wheelchair. A manual wheelchair where you spin the wheels with your hands, you know?
Yeah.
But they gave her a Stephen Hawking style wheelchair. I mean, I guess they didn't give her the mouth thing, but I don't know. It's not clear to me that she couldn't do it with her hands. And yes, I found a good way of asking this because before I just wanted to ask over and over, but why is it electric? And then I realized,
okay, you did find it.
I could
Here we go.
frame it a little better.
Let's do this. Let's break it down.
Do you disagree? It's an intentional choice.
It's an intentional choice.
Like everything is an intentional choice. So why electric? Because it probably was harder to get out of prop department.
About to answer? Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's break it down. Well, answer is the wrong word. We can try to break it down based on what we know. So Dr. Hayward, he's a medical. He's Mr. Medicine himself, and so I think that maybe they have access to, like, you know, maybe more advanced medical technology.
I did consider that one. Yes, I did consider that.
Also, maybe they're of more means. Because an electric wheelchair is probably more expensive than a manual. And not only that, but that they're comfortable spending their resources on the family. I think that we've seen the family's well-being. I think that we've seen that they probably have the best home life of any of the characters here. And so I think that extends to that there is some amount of care spent for her mother as well. I forget her name. You know what we're talking about, but this is the Deschanel, right?
Yep, Mary Jo Deschanel
Senior. Yeah. I would say we can learn more about we're learning about the family that they have a little bit more means and that they're caring for the family that way.
Okay, good. It's good reasoning. But I don't buy that. I don't buy that as the answer yet. I'm going to
Okay.
going to insist on continuing to
Do you have
I think the electric wheelchair is an
like Chekhov's
an
electric wheelchair?
end of its own, Yes. I don't think it's there to show you that the family cares or something like that more.
There's going to be an
I get what you're
EMP
saying.
detonated and she's going to be immobilized.
I think there's something else that it's supposed to tell us than just the
Okay.
because also I don't think rich people just I mean they're not that's not what they are, but like I don't think if Tom Cruise became paralyzed, I feel like he would do a hand manual wheelchair. I don't think people are just like kind of sitting back, cracking their fingers like,
I think it's
I got some
dependent.
money, I'm going to do an electric one.
I feel like it's pretty dependent on why you're there and like
Yeah.
your
So then
lifestyle
why can't
choice.
this be read? Yeah. Like as maybe she needs it. That's maybe the most
Maybe
obvious
she
answer
needs
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder, but then why does she need it? I
Look-
wonder what happened. And what's that supposed to tell us?
Is this a Jack and Julie Bowen situation like from Lost where Dr. Hayward like married a patient perhaps?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Something
I'm going to keep thinking about it. This is the most I've ever pushed
Yeah.
on, since
Yeah.
this concept was first surfaced to me in approximately third, fourth grade. When did they teach you media literacy, stuff like that, And I was like, damn, this shit's, why is there a glare on the picture frame? Why did the person say the curtains are red? And I was like, that shit's stupid. Now, 31, why the hell is that woman in an electric wheelchair? I have to know.
Huh. We weren't doing media literacy in third grade, I'll say that.
Okay. Well, we
were like, what's a tree
We were
in third grade?
not-
Not a
Yeah.
unit on what a tree is.
doing a lot of stuff. Well, I've explained to you, I went to a very unorthodox third and fourth grade school for some reason where they also taught us I think I've
Like how to
said
spot sex
before-
criminals, it sounds like.
Well, I think I've told you on a podcast before that when I was in third grade, they made us read a book and they told us that actually it was like a book about slavery where people are saying the N-word sometimes. And they were like, the respectful thing is to say it if you're reading this passage.
This is in third grade?
That was in third grade. I didn't say it, folks.
Wow.
I didn't read. I didn't
Sounds like
read.
you weren't being respectful.
I wasn't.
couldn't
I
read.
wasn't.
I wasn't respectful, folks.
I remember reading a poem out loud. It was like a pass around, like in third grade, and I remember the teacher being like, "Huh, didn't realize that it rhymed until you were saying it." So that's what the level we were
Like,
dealing with.
like a Dr. Seuss book.
I mean, like a Dr. Seuss book in that
Like
it
a
was like
Dr. Seuss
rhyming.
I understand
it
like
rhymed.
some words are kind of surprising that they rhyme when you hear them out loud, but I feel like you could do a visual check for rhymes.
Yeah.
I am Sam.
Or like she didn't realize it was a
Sam,
poem
I
or
am.
something. Like there's just like a rhythm to it that like you would say like 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the house. But like you just say it in that way. But she was expecting it to be read like 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the I can't even not say it with a cadence, but I don't know. Anyway, teacher owned. Elsewhere, Leland, still mourning Laura's death, dances obsessively to swing music in his living room, sobbing and holding a portrait of Laura as he does so. Sarah, his wife, Laura's mother, tries to stop him because he's being cray-cray, and he breaks open the picture's frame, cutting his hands as Sarah screams at him to stop.
I feel like they both need to give each other space when they're having these moments. You know, I don't think they're helping each other by like stop it right now
Yeah.
at each other.
Yeah, don't upset her. Like her daughter just died, so I don't know. Like maybe it's good to like just talk about stuff. Nope.
Don't let them dance with the photo just let the song play. Let them go to bed. What do you mean? What's going on in the house? We're grieving.
And the song is Glenn Miller Orchestra, right? Pennsylvania 65000.
Yes.
That rocks. I'll love me some big band.
Would you listen to that when your daughter just died, though?
Fuck yeah, that song's so good.
It slaps, dude. We grew up listening to that song. There was like a CD, In the Digital Mood. I was playing, and that was in our mom's car.
It was called In the Digital Mood.
Must have been
really wild. They were like, we're going to record this
compilation.
digitally.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Interesting. I feel like that wouldn't come to mind for a while after my daughter died. But I guess I don't know what I would be listening to.
Dance?
Hamster dance, probably, like usual.
That's disrespectful. I have Hamster Dance on vinyl. Cooper retires to bed in his hotel room and experiences a dream featuring the one-armed man who identifies himself as Mike and a long-haired, disheveled man called Bob. Unbeknownst to Cooper, the same man Sarah saw in a vision in the previous episode, whom Mike identifies as his former partner. Mike tells Cooper that he and Bob used to live in a room above a convenience store, but Mike eventually met God and decided to turn against Bob by removing his own arm, which had a tattoo that connected him to Bob. Bob injects himself into the dream, vowing to Cooper that he will kill again. And the dream doesn't stop there, but I'll pause here to say if there's anything we want to talk about that chapter 1 of Cooper's dream. This is big.
What does Bob stand for?
Because it's capitalized. This is
B-O-B.
B-O-B and M-I-K-E.
I have no idea. I feel like there's an implication that I might be wondering about it. I'm just like, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, Atticus, why don't you go ahead and explain this part of the episode to us? And go. We'll let you talk.
Sure. No, I'm okay. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
There's a classic Outcast bombs over Baghdad is a potential one, you know? There's also that guy. Who's that guy that was like a Bruno Mars type fella from like the
Yikes,
2000s,
I'll let you finish this.
2010s.
You think we can talk about B.O.B.?
That's, yeah, exactly.
Can we
his name
pretend
stand
that
for?
airplanes
Yes.
in the night sky?
Yes, yes. A similar vibe, similar circle of fans or whatever.
Similar vibe, named the same.
What do you make of the dream, Ben?
Very cool, first of all. Oh, wait, actually, I want to back up into the real world. Surprising that Cooper is not the kind of guy that sleeps with a, night. What's it called? Nightmare Before Christmas? No, not Nightmare Before Christmas. With a cap, a little nightcap. Who's the guy?
Yeah, sure. He's going to bed with a little candle on a plate type shit.
What's that guy? Scrooge. Yeah, Scrooge. Scrooge McDuck.
Sure, yeah.
I've never seen the real. I only know the Donald Duck version.
The motherfucker about to throw open the sash at moment's notice. You can just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does seem like he would have like a glass of warm milk.
Yeah.
Before bed.
Oh, another thing I noticed too. We were talking last week about what's up with the Horn Hotel having bars that people can hang themselves from by their feet, but also by their neck, theoretically.
Just about anything you'd like.
They've got guns. They've got shotguns, rifles. I can't ID a gun. A long gun. They've got a gun above the bed too.
I missed that. Huh.
Yeah, right above the headboard.
Maybe it's
Seems like they'd have
his
some
service.
problems.
It's his service rifle that he's
Nice.
mounted there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be so weird to do. Whenever I'm staying somewhere, I want it mounted behind me.
That seems like a John Wayne style thing to do, like in an old Western. Like it seems like maybe they would have done that in the
Yeah.
past and then eventually realized like this is a bad idea.
Yeah, you would put it above the mantle,
I'm looking
the shotgun type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Barkeep, bring up a gun rack to my room. I need somebody to mount a gun rack above my bed.
Hey, partner, I'd like the Matrix hallway of guns in my bedroom tonight, please. Yeah, okay. So the this first chapter of the dream sequence, yeah, Atticus. Even though I've like seen a good chunk of the show, this is definitely something that like someone opened the door and like handed this to me, and I'm not sure what to make of this. I'm gonna hold on to it and maybe like set it down where I'm not gonna put it away into storage, but like I guess this is something to be looking at and thinking about.
Yep.
Keeping in mind there's some heavy lore drops here or something.
I
Then
do like,
chapter 2 of the dream.
What's the guy's first name? Silva. Bob Silva. What's his real first
Frank
name?
Silva.
Frank Silva. One thing I do like about Frank Silva though is that basically all of the shots that we've seen of him so far are just him, which gives it a very, I think, very cool vibe of it's almost like they spliced in, and he's often like looking directly at the camera too. So it almost looks like they've spliced in his like acting. What do you call it? A reel?
Headshots or something?
Your submission. Your what do you call it in acting? Your interview?
audition?
your audition. Yeah, your audition, which I think is actually really cool. Adds to a little bit of eeriness to the whole vibe.
Yeah, I mean it's really loaded with vibes here. It's soaked in. Again, I gotta be honest, guys. It's feeling Lynchian once again. All right, let's move into chapter 2 of this dream, which is I don't know, maybe like the most famous, or I don't know, it's hard to say, but it's incredibly iconic scene here. Cooper then dreams that he is older and seated in a strange room hung with red curtains. Present in the room is also a little man in a red suit and a woman who is or isn't Laura Palmer, who the little man claims is really his own cousin. The older Cooper asks if she isn't Laura Palmer, and she answers, "I feel like I know her, but sometimes my arms bend back." Crucially, they're speaking in reverse. Yeah.
Reversed.
Yeah, reversed. I tried doing that this week, by the way. I tried to just like say a sentence and record it and then reverse it and then speak the phonemes back. That's hard as hell.
So,
That was
okay,
really hard.
this is one of the little facts that's always stuck with me that I learned a long time ago that a lot of people probably already know. But do you know that when David Lynch first kind of came up with this concept and then he hired the little person who's the guy. Does he have a name?
The Man from Another Place.
The Man from Another Place, yeah. Also very cool theme song as well.
Yes.
When he hired this guy, I don't know the actor's name now either, but he learned that the Man from Another Place, the actor, as a child had practiced had like done a game with like a cousin or a friend or something like that. And so he was very good already at speaking in reverse. And so he, I think, kind of extended the amount of content, the amount of talking, when he realized that this guy is actually very capable of saying a bunch of stuff, right? It would be challenging for, it was challenging for all of the other actors who had to do this.
And Cheryl Lee, who plays Laura Palmer, is she's no slouch at it either. She does a great job.
Yeah.
And I think that the story around her casting, though, too, is it's almost like entirely an accident, or not accident, but she was a local high school student to the area that initially they just thought like, oh, we just need somebody to be wrapped in plastic, and then they filmed. They're like, oh, okay, I guess we have to film that like flashback thing with Donna and James filming it. And then that's when David Lynch realized, like, oh, she's actually like, she's got like acting chops. Let's keep using her. And then you get already here doing this, reverse speaking, moving backwards, pulling it off to make it feel like it's supposed to be happening. Let me finish describing the dream here and we can get into the rest of it. The little man from another place then drops some cryptic hints to Cooper before jazzy music starts playing, and he rises from his seat and starts dancing. As he does so, Laura moves over to Cooper and whispers something in his ear. Then they kiss. Cooper
Very suspect. Agent Cooper's second underage relationship
violation
in 3 episodes.
We're gonna say that's strike 2, Cooper. And I'll just finish this out. Cooper wakes up with a start and calls Truman, telling him that he knows who killed Laura Palmer, but also declares that the information can wait until morning.
This time it can wait. I've got to go back to bed and dream about this 17-year-old.
If we're lucky. Yeah. And clipped. So this is such a... Okay, so there's a scene in Blue Velvet where Kyle MacLachlan enters the apartment and there's a guy just standing there already dead. And it is so scary. At least to it's so scary to me. There's just something so scary about it. That's not like a traditional like horror thing to be doing. There's nothing happening. He's just standing there like unresponsive. The man from another place vibrating with his back turned to the camera is similar to me. Like, it's just freaky what's going on here. There's something subliminal, or just Lynch is so dialed in on making something vibrate in your head without, like, it doesn't really make sense to be able to articulate it, but it's so fucking creepy or something uncanny.
Yeah,
I just got that feeling with this.
The on its face thing that you can point at, I mean, which is the classic thing that everybody likes about this and recognizes about it, is the reverse thing of, it's almost like, it's like doing the subliminal, John is dead thing or whatever in the Beatles. Paul is dead, whatever. I don't know. I didn't listen to that crap. I don't like those guys. Flipping it around, but making it more obvious, right? So it's like, it's not actually subliminal, but it's like you've just been clued in on a subliminal thing. Like the subliminal has just been made fully conscious to you, which is almost the same kind of feeling, almost the same kind of eerie feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like somehow nailing the feeling of being in a dream or like a weird dream
Yeah.
that you can see, because it's not just like, oh, something wacky's happening, man, like I was flying or like I was in a place that wasn't really my place, but like no, this is just, yeah, a totally in between zone.
Yeah. I mean, instantly recognizable as a dream, even if this isn't how you dream. I
Yeah.
feel like this is not how I dream. I've said before, when I dream about shapes, basically. So like, it's not, it's nothing like this, but this is like, oh yeah, this is still somehow the feeling of being
Yeah.
in a dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect Lynch thing to be able to like, it's perfectly in focus and framed, and like there's everything like technical is nailed here. You don't need to make it like all floaty and weird to feel the dream. He is just operating using the language of cinema, movie making, whatever, editing, all that, of just like making it seem completely alien or and familiar at the time, but just like at the same time. But yeah, you're totally right. It doesn't need to be like just completely abstract, like shapes floating the way like something in like a cartoon might do it. Apparently, this red room scene was created for the European release of the pilot, like the standalone TV movie, not intended to be a part of the American series at all. Lynch just liked it and incorporated it into the regular series. He claims to have conceived most of the sequence while leaning against his car on a cold night while its chassis was hot and free associating ideas. That duality, baby, it's everywhere. Atticus, what'd you think of the Red Room?
Um, I thought it was weird. Yeah, I guess like I got it in that I didn't get it, and that's okay. I'm just trying to come to terms with that. Yeah, it's weird. Like his red suit. It's weird that he's wearing the same color as the room. That's like not something you see very often. I feel like where you're like that's weird. But
Yeah, from just
that
like
does
a
have like a
production design
dreamlike
choice,
quality
you'd have,
too.
yeah, you would like generally have some kind of like contrast to separate your subject from the background. You know,
But
and
yeah,
have,
that has like a
dim
dreamlike
lit,
quality where
flashing
things
light.
aren't they're staged right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The dancing was dope too, though.
Yeah, like the little, because everything's reversed, so he was dancing backwards, and it's like he's like snapping in time with it. At the same time, yeah.
The dancing is very cool how it worked. Like it's almost the most natural looking thing in reverse.
Yeah,
But there are just these weird edges around it, basically, that still make it
like the
uncanny.
fabric kind
It's
of
like
swipes a
something
strange way.
still, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in theory, like, yeah, and it kind of makes sense, like in theory, that it would be the most natural because you're vibing out there. I'm describing dancing the way a person who's definitely danced before would describe it. I know how to dance.
This guy must be good at dancing.
You move your arms and legs and body back and forth. But yeah, it's not actually quite the same. There is still an uncanniness to it in reverse.
And just to start out, like the whole thing too, I mean, he's doing his like shaky thing, whatever. But then he sits down and then is just rubbing his hands together in reverse. That just like, it's a continuous sound to be rubbing your hands. I don't know if that came through on the mic, but like it reversed, like it just sounds a little bit off and it's weird. And also like, why are you doing that? That's my main takeaway. Why are you doing that?
I mean, I think it'd be kind of silly to also not address the fact that like little people are a minority, I suppose, and there's like that's an element to this as well, right? that like I don't know, it wouldn't be the same exact uh it wouldn't be the same if you had, I don't know, somebody else out there doing this. If the man from another place was Nick Nolte or something, I don't know.
Grateful. Yeah. Yeah. There's this legendary unproduced project that David Lynch has wanted to make his entire career. And I think Michael J. Anderson, who plays the man from another place, was going to be part of it. He like has had this idea about like electricity or something and like a little person. Like he just wants to like wanted to make that forever. And no one was like, it's crazy. He got money for some crazy things over the years, but no one ever like fully was like, yeah, go for it, David. But yeah, apparently he's got a fixation or something on like, I want to use a little person in a thing.
Mhm.
What if there's a guy but smaller? Think about it. Any other stray observations from the episode before we get into our ratings here?
It's about what we're just talking about, but I also really like the dancing over the credits, like as like a I think that's a cool choice of like, I don't know. It just is really weird looking when a scene keeps going, and I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, and then like now it's over now, and the credits are going. He's still like dancing, and then like the file just stops. Oh, yeah, actually, you get the cool like Frost Lynch Productions thing, but
you get that in, I think, a lot of like soap operas or sitcoms or things like that too, but it's usually not something eerie, right? You're kind of used to like the language of like something serialized or whatever ending like this, that like kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, ends on something quite eerie, and it just ends. But to break and then come back to, the equivalent of the like this poll, the Cosby family washing their dishes or something like that, hanging out in their living room, making jokes over the credits. It's the same kind of thing, but it's like now in this case, continuation of this uncanniness, which I think is pretty unique as well.
yeah. All right, ratings. I'll start this week. We have been eating good with Twin Peaks here lately. But I gotta say, this has to be, I mean, this is top shelf Twin Peaks. This is a 5-star. This is up there with the pilot for me, this episode. Ben.
Yeah. I mean, I said this before that I was going to try to like normalize things a little bit, but I'm going to fail. This is a 5-star as well. I don't know how to normalize any of this stuff. It's very, very good.
Mm-hmm. I think
this. But Atticus, hold on. Sorry. No, I think there's a certain point we'll be missing these episodes. We'll be thinking back to these episodes.
Maybe you think so. Maybe.
Okay. Atticus?
I think I need to change previous scores to accommodate liking this one more than the last ones. That I'll say this is now 5 and the previous are now 3.
So the pilot is a 3 to you?
Yes.
Okay. And episode 2 is a 3 to you as well.
Yeah. And we'll say this is a 5. And I have a feeling that I'm going to be a lot more like I'll have to readjust scoring along with you guys in the opposite direction almost. But not like I hate everything, but just out of like, I now get it, so I have to reevaluate, But I liked this one more than the other ones.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely did too, of the previous one. I think the pilot is untouchable, but also this one's untouchable, so I don't know.
Who
Yeah.
killed Laura Palmer, Atticus.
You
That
answered
guy
your
who said
question?
that he did it, I think.
Okay.
Who said he did it?
The guy who's like, I'm going to kill someone else.
Oh, Bob. All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you like the podcast, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and sharing the show with a friend. Email the show at drskeletonsartschool@gmail.com or comment here on YouTube. Feel free to mention the fact that we wear glasses. Check us out over on patreon.com/drskeleton where we release a bonus hangout show every week. This week, I'm going to be telling my very scary story about Costco. Next week, the next episode. See you then. This is a brand new Extra Good podcast. Learn more at brandnewextragood.com.